Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, the time has come once again. We're heading into Bitcoin Expirations Week. CME Bitcoin Futures. It is going to expire this coming Friday. So, does that mean history is going to repeat? I'm going to show you guys what happened last time. This happened last month. Versus this time, how there are similarities and how there are differences. And I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But let me show you what can happen. And trust me, it's not all bad. Because if it does repeat, that could actually lead to very, very, very good things for Bitcoin and crypto. All right, guys, let's do this. Thanks for tuning in. As always, smash with a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. 2 streams every day, 11 a.m., 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and also hit that notification bell. And follow me on Twitter and Facebook. All right, guys, let's do this. A lot of you guys are already in the chat. Welcome. Let me change my screen. Boom. All right, 56,600. So a little bit lower than this morning. You know, it was like 57,000. But I've been saying Bitcoin's stuck between this range, like 55 to 59, somewhere around there. It's just been going sideways. And this morning I had a stream talking about like looking at outflows and inflows and all that stuff. And you know what? None of that changed. None of that changed. So let me just show you real quick before I want to make the comparisons between what's going on now versus last month. First, let's look at F2 pool. So I'm going to put my camera in the middle here. So this is F2 pool now. This is F2 pool a month before. Now, a month before. Now, CryptoQuant has been coming to F2 pool's rescue, saying, oh, it's not them. You know, we're going to separate out the unknown miners and this and that. Well, I don't think they have done any of that. But you look at, okay, this is all miners versus just F2 pool. And you can see there's slight deviations, but it's pretty much normal. So right now, as it stands right now, no large outflow from the miners. So that is very positive. Usually when you have a large outflow from miners, that means there's going to be a large dump that usually occurs shortly afterwards. Now, what about all exchanges inflow? Well, again, nothing right now versus last month where you had an enormous inflow. So inflows into exchanges are bad because usually that means someone's about to dump again onto the market. But when you have the opposite, when you have exchange outflows, that's good. That means some large whale institution bought and they're putting into gold wallet or into a custodian or custody service. And you can see that, yeah, there were actually 2 very large outflows today. One was about 8,700 Bitcoins and another one about 8,400. So someone definitely bought about 17,000 worth of Bitcoins. That's quite a lot. That's quite a lot. That did actually occur today. So looking at the outflow from the miners that have to pool and looking at inflows and exchanges, relatively calm right now. Very different from last month. In fact, it was only 1 month ago when my channel blew up it was when I discovered this F2 pool shenanigan that I discovered this, and I'm like, hey, you know, this is coming on a Sunday night right before futures expiration. This is probably a bad thing, right? And then this spread, and we gained awareness of what F2 pool was doing. A lot of people picked this up, right? So that happened actually just 1 month ago. It seemed like it was eternity ago, but it really wasn't. That was only 1 month ago. So looking back at last month versus right now, definitely different. Now, it doesn't mean that tonight is not over yet. We could definitely see something like this. I have alerts set up, so if there is, I'll let you guys know. But so make sure you follow me on Twitter. But right now, it's looking different. Okay, so that's number one. So the outflow, inflows, all that is very different versus last month. Now, what about the chart? What does Bitcoin look like now versus before? Well, there are some similarities. And that's not actually a bad thing. That's actually a really good thing if it occurs again. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And first of all, I want to show you these two ranges that I drew out. This was when Bitcoin first hit $42,000. Then we had weakness. This right here is futures expiration week in February. And then afterwards, after hitting bottom, we went on a 100% run. The bottom was about 28,000, and we went up all the way to, or 29,000. We went up to 58,000. So you could see that from the first top at $42,000, and then going back to $42,000 and breaking above, it took roughly 1 month, 31 days. So you look at where we are now, we hit a high about $58,000. Obviously, we hit it again, came back down, and we're kind of like hovering sideways, right? So look at it. If we stretch it out to 31 days, guess what? That correlates to basically end of this week. So right after Bitcoin's futures expiration, that could mean that Bitcoin does this. Boom, makes its next leg up. And if it follows what happened last month from the low of 28,000 or 29,000, it literally doubled. It literally doubled. So if Bitcoin just continues to hold this entire week, which it can because we're not seeing any large outflows from the miners or inflows in exchanges, right? We could literally see double from here. We could literally see 100,000 by the end of April, which is what I predicted back in January. It seems far-fetched, but when Bitcoin moves, it moves very, very quickly. Now, what if it doesn't go sideways? Let's just pretend, what if it does go down? And it follows, it followed what happened last week. Well, what happened last week right before futures expiration? That was at this point right here, right? 21st, and it was, wait, actually, no, that's not it. Where's February? Actually, I got confused. That was actually January. That was January. That's not February at all. So I got, okay, here we go. There we go. I got a little off track there. So I went two months back, not 1 month back. But anyways, it's kind of a similar story. So after when futures expiration, let me look at exactly the time frame. It was 22nd to 26th. So February 22nd to 26th. So that was right here at peak. And then it fell down, went sideways, fell down some more. And then it started recovering in a big way. And then it kind of recovered. So what we're seeing, it's actually more like January than in February. So both times there were a slight dip. So back in January, this is what I was originally going to show you, that Bitcoin was over here right around 35,000, and then boom, it fell down to about 28,000, hovered a little bit, and then went on this monstrous run to this point, which was futures expiration in February. So February, then at that peak, it went down, and then during the month, we had some more outflows from F2 pool, and then it went down all the way to about 43,000, came back up, went sideways, and then boom, it was ready to go, right? So this time around, it didn't make that tremendous leap, but we've been having a lot less volatility, right? Over this last month, I would say it's been pretty rock solid. We did have that one drop from like 61 down to like 53, but overall, I mean, if you look at this drop versus like this drop or any of these drops below, it's very tame, right? So, I don't know. Is it going to repeat? It possibly could, or it won't. So we'll just have to see. Right now, Bitcoin is going down a little bit. So if it does follow, that means Bitcoin will probably start falling down starting from tomorrow, because both months, it was like the very first day, like that Monday of that week, where Bitcoin fell down pretty drastically, like almost immediately that Monday. So that happened, and then this happened, right? So if we are going to see a repeat, we will see a dramatic drop tomorrow down. And where does that take us? Maybe even down as low as 51,000. Our recent low was about 53,000. So can it go to 53,000, 51,000, right? And then if we have a similar case where after we hit that, we go even lower, maybe we can even go to like 48,000, something like that, right? So that could happen. But if it doesn't, then we could just see more sideways movement and things just carry along. It doesn't mean every futures expiration week that Bitcoin dips. No. If you go back further than 2 months, you'll see that there are weeks where Bitcoin just doesn't move. It goes sideways. And there are weeks where it goes up. So right now, it's looking like it's pretty rock solid. There's no indications of outflows from miners, which means there's going to be mass dumping. No indication of mass inflows in exchange, which and also indicates mass dumping. We're not seeing that. So I guess the bottom line is we'll have to see what happens tomorrow. If we do see that drastic drop tomorrow, then history could be repeating. If we don't, it means that maybe we are not going to see that. But like I've been saying for a while, we know Bitcoin is the ultimate store value. It's the greatest asset that has been invented by man in history. I don't know if that's true, but at least within the last 11 years, we know gold is going to be replaced with Bitcoin, right? So at this point, there's just really no fear. Bitcoin at 56,000, 55,000, at 50,000, even 48,000. You should have absolutely no fear about Bitcoin, right? We know Bitcoin is going to go much higher. So what happens if it goes down, right? You take advantage. You dollar cost average. If you have the funds, you're able to buy some cheap Bitcoins. If you don't, you just simply hodl. That's it. You just hodl and just not panic at all. So it's just that simple. Now, what has really, really, really helped is the fact that altcoins are holding so damn strong right now. So damn strong. And you guys, those of you guys that's been watching me for last month or so, you know what I'm talking about. There are certain altcoins that just will not drop at this point. It's very different than even a few months ago. And some of these altcoins, they continue to hold strong despite, weakness from Bitcoin. And they have really, really carried people's portfolios. So right now, I still stress, you got to have a diversified portfolio. It seems like it's silly to say that, to be diversified against Bitcoin, to have stability. But that has been the case for the last few months. And it's really, really funny. It's really a big turn of events. So I'll cover what those are in a little bit once again. But I just want to get this, kind of show you guys right now. I just don't see the same kind of scenario happening. But like I always say, 60% of the time, I'm right every time. So keep that in mind. Aussie asked about Cardia Chain. I actually just looked at them not too long ago. I'm going to look at that. Paul, thank you. I'm going to look at that in a little bit. So I think that's it. I think that's all. Oh, I wanted to show you guys one thing. I just got done ranting about don't worry about Bitcoin, right? One of the reasons why is look at these headlines from the banks, right? Not to say that I like banks getting to Bitcoin, but I like it better than they trying to spread FUD about Bitcoin, right? So look at the before headlines and after headlines. You have Morgan Stanley that says Bitcoin's real value could be zero. Now they're the first bank to offer wealthy clients Bitcoin funds. You have Clint, thank you. Orion is a great project. I really like Orion. You have JP Morgan that says Bitcoin's fraud. Now they're saying investors should put 1% of their portfolio in Bitcoin. Goldman Sachs says it's not an asset class. Now they're opening up their cryptocurrency trading desk. Ex-CEO of PayPal says Bitcoin is useless. Now, of course, they opened up Bitcoin for purchase and for vendors. And then, of course, you have Visa saying we're not going to process Bitcoin transactions because it's not a payment system. And now, of course, they're enabling Bitcoin payments. So how things have really changed. And this makes me also very confident about this cycle. A lot of people think that the cycle is going to be over at 2021. I don't think so. I mean, just look at even the banks and these payment systems that have adopted Bitcoin. Look at the institutional investors that still get in. They're still coming in. They're still putting more money in, right? And these guys are just holding, and it's like a war right now to see who can accumulate more Bitcoins. And, obviously Michael Saylor is winning because he's just buying every single Bitcoin that he can right now with every dollar that he has. So he's accumulated over $91 in Bitcoin, but it's a race. Everyone is buying as much as they can right now. And I just don't see why these guys would just say, okay, 2021 is over, let's just dump it. That just doesn't make any sense. So I think we're probably going to see a super cycle. And that would be fantastic. That would be fantastic not only for Bitcoin, but altcoins, overall, the entire community. And you know what? This could be the cycle that never ends. We'll just have to wait and see. All right, that's it of me blabbering on about Bitcoin and ranting about it. But like I said about altcoins, how things have really changed. So like right now, you could see that Bitcoin is slightly down, and you have a lot that is in the red. That's moving in tandem. But look at BTC dominance, 60.2%. That's actually lowering right now. And that's because you have some altcoins that's really steady. Now, if you look at some of the top dogs like Ethereum, Binance Coin, Cardano, Polkadot, they're more or less, about the same percentage in terms of drop, XRP, Uniswap, Litecoin, and so forth, right? But look at Theta. Look at Theta. I've been telling you guys, Theta is going to be a big cap. It's here. It's at $9.9 billion. It's at $10 billion. I've been saying that since, I don't know, 1 billion, 2 billion, right? And people always ignore it. Look at Theta. It is now a big cap. The way things are going, it's going to flip Chainlink and Litecoin pretty soon, right? They are continuing higher, and they're not stopping. And I just talked about them this morning, right? You go down the list, you have someone like BitTorrent that's actually doing very well recently. I actually don't know why. I don't know anything that's going on with Tron, but it is coming up, right? But you do have kind of like this trend now with smart contract plays, how they're like really gaining a lot of attention. It seems like, DeFi was gaining a lot, then it went to NFTs. Now it's like back to blockchains. So you have Hashgraph that's been doing very well. Elrond is doing very well, right? Engine, I was saying, whenever there's weakness, it's coming up a little bit. You have Basic Attention Token. Of course, you have Harmony, another promising smart contract play. Theta, that's part of, Theta Fuel, T-Fuel is part of Theta. So you do have some that's actually doing really well. Reserve Rice, another one. Swissberg is another one, right? And you go down the list. Helium, I've talked about Helium too. They're actually rocking right now too. A little bit different. VThor is rocking it right now because of VeChain. So and VeChain is doing very well. So there are actually a lot of projects that's doing very, very well, despite the fact there's some weakness from Bitcoin. So that's why you want to be diversified. 50, 25, 25 rule. It works. It really does. And I'm getting a lot of feedback from people that are following it saying, yes, George, it works. Not only do I gain on Bitcoin, but I'm also seeing greens too, which, you know what? I'm really glad to hear it. All right, so let's do some Q&A. Someone was asking about Cardia Chain. I was looking at this actually because I've been asked about this quite a bit. The thing is, I couldn't really figure it out. I was looking at this. I'm like, what is the uniqueness to this? But it seems like they're based in Vietnam and Southeast Asia, so they're like a promising blockchain DeFi play from there. I don't like the fact that their main, this main heading still talks about December 29th, 2020. We're like 3 months past that. They could be updating this, right? So they seem they seem like an okay project, but Because they're based in Vietnam and Southeast Asia, I don't know how popular they're going to be at this point. So they could be good, but I think they're going to be overlooked because of where they are right now. All right, going back. Someone asked about Orion. Orion is also another one that's hot. Really, really hot. So you look at it, they're also up 11%, one that I've covered before. And they're about to launch their terminal trading service. So they're an aggregator, liquidity aggregator. They're utilizing multiple chains, making a lot of partnerships. So they're actually doing very well right now too. Very, very well. What else is there? Ariane. I looked at it. That's not true. And the $1 billion for the companies already using it. No, that's not true. They're not even done. They're not even done. So that can't be true. Fabian is a visor, but I don't know if that's just because Ariane is also into basically using NFTs to verify if things are legit. So they're using NFTs in a different way, basically tracking authenticity. And Fabian could be a visor because of this new standard he's developing, or there is some tie-up, but it looks interesting. But even Luxo right now is kind of weak, which I'm surprised by. So I would still prefer to go with Luxo over Ariane. Curate. Buy, sell, earn. Fashion, gaming, NFTs. Okay, so it looks like an NFT play. Coming March of 2021. I mean, the website looks pretty good. Let's hurry up and look at who's the leader. Let's look at this guy real quick. Close that. So before this, he was a pharmacist. And there's nothing wrong with being a pharmacist, but to go from pharmacist to a blockchain project, I mean, that's a big leap. That's a big leap. So I'm going to say no for now. I'm going to say no for now. And yeah, they're not on any good exchanges, so. 0x, I don't know. I think there's better DeFi plays. What did you take away from your interview from Yatsu and Limpo and Annie? Shoot, I forgot about the company already. Animoca. Yeah, first of all, Yatsu, I think he's a brilliant guy. Also, Limpo, I think it's going to be huge. I think anything under Animoca is going to be huge. I mean, that's why I labeled it King of NFTs. Not a lot of people pay attention to Animoca because they just pay attention to like individual names, project names, but they have so much under their umbrella. So I think they're going to be big. I think that all the ones that's in there like under Animoca will be big. And Limpo is actually doing pretty well too because they are having they're having like a token swap kind of thing. Kind of unique, up 34%. So they're replacing this with another token, but they're not really because they're going to keep a dual token setup with different kind of mining pools, so it's a little bit different. But listen to that interview. You'll realize that the guy is smart. He didn't get to where he is just by being lucky. I'm probably not going to look at that because based on what you said, El Papu, you're just trying to pump a pump coin. What else is there? VGX? I like Voyager. I'm trying to get Steve on to do an interview with me, although he's done a lot of interviews. But I think Coinbase IPO will really drive things up. Trust Swap. I don't like pure swap plays because I feel like they're not very enticing. I have looked at Trust Swap before. They're beyond just a swap. I guess they do have staking. Smart Lock, I wonder if this is the one that's utilizing the time lock feature from Fusion. That may be any swap. I forgot if it's this one or any swap, or there's another swap. Why is this under FAQ? Why is Jeff sending me a private message in Discord and Telegram? Come on. That doesn't need to be an FAQ. I'll just put this in the maybe pile. It could be good. It looks like they got pumped quite a bit and came down, so I don't know. I don't know where the market is. Maybe none. Yeah, it seems like they overreach a little bit. Nexus. That sounds so familiar. It sounds very, very familiar. Well, that's not good. When you have a pump like that to like $13 and down, that's no good at all. Connecting a decentralized world. Community-driven project with common vision of a world inspired by innovation. Okay, what is it? I still don't know what it is. Why can't projects just like say it, put their mission statement, put out what they're doing, like in easy to understand language right at the front page. I don't get why that's so difficult. This is all just nonsense that's being written right here. So there's some kind of blockchain and they have some kind of currency. That's what I take out of this. So I'm going to say no. I don't know anything about Sheldon Evans, but I do hear that he may be shilling projects that he has been paid to shill. So I don't know, but that's what people tell me. So I don't know if he's like a real legit source for some projects like that. But CyberFi, I did look at this earlier today. Intelligent automation platform. Users of our platform will experience zero stress, automated DeFi trading. Yeah, no. Anything automated, just I don't trust it. Matthew, VeChain is long hold. In your opinion, at what price point would you consider selling? If Bitcoin has not topped out yet, I would not consider selling anything. The only reason why I would sell any altcoins is if I feel like Bitcoin has topped out, because other than that, there's just really no reason to. If you believe in that project and you think they're going to go much higher, I shouldn't say it. If you believe in a project and you know that they're going to expand beyond where they are, and they're going to get a lot more business and they're going to become more dominant, then so why would you sell it? Bijan, thank you. Nexus has done a lot of development since 2017. That could be the case, but I still don't understand what they're doing. Audio, I did look at that streaming platform. Seems like there's a lot of artists on there. I heard I have some good backers too, but I haven't had a chance to look at it. There's like 10 projects that I keep getting asked that I need to do a deep dive, and that's one of them. It could be good. KuCoin, 185% staking on Hydra. Do you think it's a good project? I don't know what Hydra is, but it's probably a staking platform, I'm assuming. Open source proof of stake blockchain with unique side economic features. Okay. I don't know. So it's some kind of blockchain that has all this incentives to tell you how cheap it is and how you go get rewarded, but I don't know why there's 185% staking for KuCoin. I think there's better blockchains. Thank you for that. PCX Chain X. All right, let's look at Chain X. Make Bitcoin more valuable. The earliest launch project in Polkadot ecosystem, committed to the research application of Bitcoin Layer 2 expansion. All right, so they're trying to create Layer 2 for Bitcoin and possibly bring DeFi to it. Okay. Bitcoin derivatives platform. Asset gateway, Polkadot second layer chain. Okay. Can't argue against a layer 2 solution for Bitcoin and layer DeFi on top of it. If they can make it happen, great. Where is it listed? Yeah, this could probably go hold it back. I've never even heard of Big One before. I don't know. I've never heard that exchange before. Could be okay. Could be okay. Telcoin remittance. I looked at Telcoin again recently. They've been making more progress with remittances, not just between Africa and Europe, but also Canada with Africa, and they're expanding out a lot of places. So they're definitely moving forward. And I forgot one of the unique things that Telcoin was doing before was that they were going to mobile carriers and asking mobile carriers to adopt Telcoin, which in turn gets users to use it. So it seems like they're still utilizing that strategy right now. I read that they're still continuing that forward. So there is some uniqueness to that. So they could be good. I mean, I know that they have gone up quite a bit recently. But, you know, there was a period in time where they really just didn't educate, you know, or give progress. Didn't know there was any progress at all. But now they seem to be back on track. So could be good. Could be good. I think they're also on KuCoin too. Yeah, they are. Yeah, I was looking at them slightly. I missed a lot of super chats. Nelvin, okay. Thank you for that. Okay. This just seems silly. It's like really pumped up. NFT marketplace. The world's first decentralized gacha. Yeah, some kind of NFT play. Okay. I guess some people could like that. But just being a Uniswap will limit them a little bit. What else is there? Yeah, Origin Protocol, they're good. You know, decentralized marketplace, but now turn NFT, so I like them. UOS Ultra, also good. NFT play. Decentralized gaming platform. They have some good partnerships. A lot of the other NFT projects have partnered up with them. Like Theta partnered up with them. Sandbox partnered up with them. I think Atari or Ubisoft also partnered with them. So Ultra, I like. Have I looked into Holochain before? Yes. Although I don't know what they're doing recently. But I hear that they're coming up too. Like right now, they're, like I said at the beginning of the stream, there seems to be a shift back into smart contract plays. And Holochain is one of them. So could be good. Power Ledger was like the first project I supported in terms of like energy trading, and they seem to be dominating that space. getting a lot of green energy. They were building out solar like farms and getting utility companies to allow energy trading between users, and it just kind of died down. I don't hear about it. A lot of power utilities from different countries are controlled. So I don't know if it's realistic to actually get users to be able to swap energy between each other. So I don't know what happened to them. Go chain, pretty old chain, pretty fast. But they don't have a lot of traction other than Ukomi is built on Go chain. So that is the one thing that really helps them right now. I don't know of any other dApp that actually goes on Go chain. Helium is really good. If you look at the founders, the founder of Napster founded Helium, and they have been around for a while. And when I picked them up, I'm like, this is very interesting. They're trying to create like a low frequency, low power, like basically Wi-Fi everywhere. And you can mine by just buying like an antenna and putting on your window, which I hear is sold out. But the whole point is to provide like devices like your smart home devices, your smartwatch, things that don't take a lot of data, and basically utilize it. And the more data people use, the more you get rewarded if you're running a wireless miner or antenna. So it looks like a really interesting project. They've just been really stagnant, but when I covered them, they were about like $4 or under $4. So they're still more than double within like a month or two. So pretty good project. Flow, yes, I love Flow. You just can't buy in the U.S. It's very, very difficult to buy Flow in the U.S. And people ask me why. It's probably because they held the ICO, so they don't want to get in trouble with the regulators, being a security token and all. And I do know that they plan on having another one that's pretty substantial, so that may be the reason why. But Flow, they're the blockchain that powers NBA Top Shots. And if NBA Top Shots continue to do well, they're going to do well. So I really do like Flow. Jaden, you really want me to look at Nexus? All right, I'll put that on my radar as one of the 10 coins I was talking about that I need to do more research on. I'll put that in my list just for you. Safe Moon. Yeah, I'm not going to look at this. This is just ridiculous, okay? This is just ridiculous. Tower, yes, part of Animoca. Do you think it'll be listed on a better exchange soon? I hope so. Animoca has a lot of sway, right? So they're also partnered with Flow, their investor. So one of their new games, MotoGP, is going to be on Flow. Also, Limpo, which I just got done talking about, that's going to be on Binance Smart Chain. So they have a relationship with Binance. And, when I talked to Yatsu, he was very impressed with Tower and also Gamey and another project, Quid. And, I have no doubt that, some of these will be listed on Binance and running on Binance Smart Chain or Flow or another chain. Who knows? But, yeah, that's why I really think they're good. I mean, all the projects under Animoca are good, mostly because of Yat. Jupiter, yeah, I remember looking at this. I don't remember what it was. Encrypted chatting. Oh, someone else just had me look at another project that's encrypted chatting. Yeah, I guess it's okay, but it's just not very sexy. Like no, this project is not going to jump to $1 billion because people are like, yeah, look at this project that came out with encrypted chatting on the blockchain. Like, that's not something people care about. Telcoin is old. Hellcat. Chain Gaming, I might do an interview with them. I've been planning out my interview, so this next week, it's gonna be jam-packed. I have LTO Network, I have Harmony, I also have Hut 8, And I'm trying to get Storm X, and I might get Chain Game, maybe. So I'm gonna have 5 interviews. It's gonna be jam packed, and I'm not gonna show it until the week afterward because I do have something else that's going on. But I'll, if I get that going, I'll see. SXP, a lot of FUD. Swipe, yeah, I've heard of it. I don't know. I mean, they're like a wallet that got bought out by Binance. I don't know what. I don't remember. I don't even know what the FUD was anymore. Is it a wallet, or maybe I'm thinking of bread? Ecosystem products. Yeah, they are. I mean, they're okay. They use BitGo. They have insurance. Seems fine. Maybe the FUD is because Binance bought them. I don't know. Some people just hate Binance for some reason. Nerve Finance backed by CT's OG's VCs. I have not heard of that, but okay. Sentinel. I don't know what that is. Dexa, next generation social messenger app that allows users to send money and crypto assets. Okay. Okay. It sounds like you work for the project. That was worded too well. Come on now. Yep, payment and social messaging app. And you can send crypto. Okay. Exchanges is not good. Okay. Yeah, really the exchanges. It could be good. It just seems like it's too early right now. Unimax. It's a margin trading, leverage margin trading platform. There's better. But still asked about Voyager. Yeah, I like Voyager quite a bit. I'm trying to get the CEO on, but Voyager's app is actually a US-based app, a really good. It's a alternate to like Coinbase. There's a lot of various tokens on there, and there's like basically a unique way to stake. You don't have to really stake it as long as you have it in your wallet. They give you earnings, so there's a lot going with Voyager, and plus they're a publicly traded company, which I trust a lot. Yeah, I think they're good. When I covered Voyager, they're like 70 cents. So now they're like $5, $6. So pretty good gains. Badger DAO doesn't really interest me. What, is there a lot of problems with the chat? It seems like my mods are doing pretty good, right? Well, I have to look through the chat again to see if something was missed. All right, anyways, that's it, guys. That's it. So overall, there's a lot of good altcoins that are holding very strong. But main topic for today is this week will repeat what happened last week and maybe 2 weeks. I mean, what happened last month and 2 months ago, right? Where we had Bitcoin's futures expiration and there was a dip. Actually, last month there was quite a dip, and the month before that there was a little dip too. So are we going to see the same thing happen? Well, right now, outflow from F2 pool is pretty good. Let me refresh it again just to be sure. There's no massive outflow. There's no massive inflow into the exchanges. So things are looking pretty good, though they can change. But the good thing is, if things do repeat, that's actually not a bad thing because there may be some weakness, but then right after that, you have a tremendous rise. So that could actually be a really good thing if things repeat. So we'll have to see. Tomorrow, I think, will be a very telling sign. Tomorrow, we get that big dip. Then we'll know. If we don't, then possibly we're not going to see anything this week. or maybe we see upwards. There are futures expiration week where Bitcoin goes up. So we'll have to see. But regardless, we know Bitcoin is here to stay. You gotta stay strong. You never panic sell. You dollar cost average and you hodl, and that's the way to win. And right now, I also stress having a diversified portfolio also helps you win. So make sure you do that. All right, thanks for tuning in, guys. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Stay tuned tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right, take care, guys. Bye-bye.